Hey people, Sean Brooks here. Sitting here riding, been out all day helping a client of mine find a house. But what I want to talk to you guys, I'm a realtor. I want to talk to you guys about reverse mortgages. Received a call from one of my other clients, and he referred me to his pastor, and he said they need to sell their house, or his mother's house. I got to the house. It was a beautiful house, well maintained, didn't need too much work. Might have needed some fresh paint, stuff like that, just touching up. And we were discussing like price and how much I was gonna charge, and I typically don't charge what everybody else charges, because I like to see my homeowners, people walk away with some sort of cash, in most cases if they can. But he told me that his mother took out a reverse mortgage. Alright, so I know this firsthand, how the older adults are taking out these reverse mortgages. But let me explain one thing to you. No matter what they say on the commercials, here's the truth. They'll give a person money, right? But before they give them the money, the house is actually appraised to see how much money they can get for it upon the person's death. Now, some of them they'll have in there if upon the death, the family members can buy the house. But say the house is worth $400 and they borrowed $100. They're not going to sell it to you for $100. They're going to actually sell it to you for what it's worth. So they gave a person a little bit of money, $100,000, something that's worth $4, and they're going to make the money on it. They'll make $300,000 off $100,000. So I have a better plan, and I want you guys to listen to this. When our family members work hard to get a house and it's paid for, especially when it's paid for, right? If you have to, move that loved one in with you. Buy the house off of them, so that they have some money to live off of, right? But here's the example of what I'm about to say next. If the person paid $60,000 for the house back in 1990, or let's say the 80s, and now the house is worth $400,000, you'll never be able to go back and get that house for $60,000. So they experience tremendous equity. That's the whole thing about houses. The reason why houses experience equity like that was because of our president. He took us off the gold standard, and when he did that, the housing prices went out the roof. They became worth more money. So here's my plan to that. I would move my loved one in. I would buy the house off of them. I would either rent it out, or you could actually sell it. But I would rent it out because I believe in passing the houses down from generation to generation. It sounds crazy for me to be a realtor. I really don't believe in selling houses unless you really truly have to. So, just sell it. Just rent the house. And then that way, you'll generate money off of it. Like I was talking to a friend of mine that I know all my life, pretty much since about 7th grade, and he said his parents signed the house over to his name, and he doesn't want to live in it. The first thing he thought was sell it. I asked one question: was the house paid for? He said yes. I said refinance, because he said no. Let me go back. He said yes, the house is paid for. I asked him what's wrong. He said the kitchen needs updating, the bathrooms need updating. It just needs a little bit of updating. I said, well, what you do is you refinance that house for the money and roll the money back into the house for the repairs. Then next, if you do not want to stay in Philadelphia upon your parents' transition, then what you can do is rent the house out. Now he said, well, I'm not a landlord. And I said, yeah, exactly, I'm not one either. I don't want the headache of running to collect rent and dealing with the tenants and everything. But what I do know this, as a realtor, you can hire a property management company, and they'll charge 7 to 10% of the monthly rent to manage that property for you. So you'll generate money. Now you say, how much do you think the house was worth? I think the house was worth 250 or something like that. Very nice house in the Philadelphia area. He said, how much do you think I can get for rent? I said, minimum $1,500. So if you just do the math, 1,500 times 10 is $15,000. So if you borrow, say 30 or 40 off of it, that mortgage payment would be low, maybe 200, 300 if you really want to pay back, and get rid of the loan quicker. But it's relatively small. And then what you do after you get the money, and you roll it back into the house for the upgrades, you get the house reappraised. Now the house should reappraise for more money. So now you have a appreciating asset under your belt because your parents sacrificed their time and their money and energy to buy that house. So I believe in honoring what the previous generation has done for us, and I expect to do that for the next generation. This is where wealth came from. This is where other families throughout the United States receive their wealth from. So that's just my insight, my plan, and I think that if you come up with a better plan, implement it. Because upon a person's death, I'm telling you, it is nasty, it's ugly. The woman wasn't in the ground a week, and they already came out and appraised the house. They're ready to take it. So basically, he has to put it up for sale within 45 days, or they're gonna take the house. Now, normally you have time as a realtor to sell that house, and then upon the sale, the proceeds that the person took off the home will be paid out, and then the remainder will go to the family. That's what a house is, that's owned by your loved one. That's what should occur under any circumstances. Do not let your loved ones take that reverse loan. I know that they're promoting it as, oh yeah, you need to retire from it. But you got to look at the asset versus the money that they're giving the person. They're not going to give them full value of what the house is worth, because then they can't make no money off of it. So, make sure you monitor what your loved ones are doing, because there was a law passed that they can't speak to anyone older, because they might not understand what they're signing. All right. If you have any questions about real estate, just hit me up. Let me know. I'm here. Peace. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.